I'm from Bergen County. Shout out Hackensack, but like shout out Passaic County, Hudson County, everything. I feel like I was all over Jersey. I never stood still. I was out early at a young age. So like early when my mom and dad split when I was like 9 years old, my mom had moved to the Hackensack and she needed to um I would say she wasn't really fully adjusted to the lifestyle. Nobody was. It was every man for themselves at this point from where we came from. So, my mom started working late in the bar and she would do 3 to like 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. My older brothers, I'm the only girl. Um, my older brothers was out in the streets doing what they needed to do. Every man for themselves. And me, my mom trusted me so much I could do whatever. And it was at a point where my mom couldn't give me what I want. She couldn't give us none of us what we wanted financially. So I feel like she was able to give us what we want by the freedom and just trusting us and letting us kind of figure it out. So yeah, at 13, I lost my virginity very young, between 13 and 14. I started selling drugs. I dropped out of high school, 16, then finished ninth grade. Um, I, I always worked. I worked in sales and I had my own apartments. I ended up working. I'm so smart. I feel like I was born a genius. I swear. I feel like if they test my IQ, it's something high. But yeah, and I've always just been on my own. I feel like that's what made me who I am today. I feel like Man's World helped me find that balance for sure because I was always too afraid. You know, you don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to hurt nobody. That
Mhm.
was always my main thing. I always want to say what I want to say, what I want to feel, but I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want this to be a bad business move and let my emotions get in the way. Regardless if it was a song or not. But I'm 26 now. As I get older, and you learn to forgive and you have a lot of great people around you. Like I'm surrounded by a lot of older people too. I always been the youngest in my camp since a kid. So, they just guide you and teach you and they're able to give you the advice. And now I could just talk about it and tell my truth, without hurting anybody. I feel like I've mastered that. I mastered of telling my truth without hurting anybody and being able to just still be very positive while doing it. Yeah, it's not easy, but first step is forgiving. And I had to forgive my father. Um, Regardless of what we've been through. I haven't told my story. A lot of people don't really know me for who I am. It's so much narratives online what these people make out to be, though they don't know what I've been through and I'm fine with that because they will know my story. And I watched the interview of Rihanna and Oprah one day, and Rihanna just said that when she forgave her father, like her whole life changed. Like everything was just like everything just the dark just flowers just grow. So I took that advice and also too being on the other side, being here now in the industry because there's still so much I don't know about, the Source magazine and that era and that time, but I do know that it is hard. It's hard to keep up. It's hard to make sure you're calling the fam and making sure everybody's good and everybody's depending on you. And, you still got to get up and you're tired and you're asleep. And you're dealing with anxiety and all kinds of different emotions, relationships. So I get it now. That's another reason why it's easy for me to be like, yo, I love you. Like, I forgive you. And hopefully he loves the song. He hasn't heard it. And not just with fathers as well, happy Father's Day to all the fathers coming up. Well, happy Father's Day just passed. But no, I feel like even just the world in general, I feel like the older generation has to learn how to let go and let God.
Mhm.
For real. That be the only thing that disconnects us between the new generation and the ones that, like for example, my father. Um, I feel like my father, I love him. He's a hustler, he's a
Mhm.
go-getter, right?
Yep.
Always smell good, cleanest guy in the world, sharpest, flyest, something I took from him 1000%, always a hustler. Um, but I don't know a lot about the source. I was so young when it was gone. I was 9 when they separated and it was gone. But I do know like now how I just wish that my father would understand that he did something great and
Yeah.
just leave it there.
Right.
I don't think I don't think he owes anybody anything. I don't think nobody owes him anything. I just think that what he done is something that is great. And the ones that appreciate that and the ones that it's like, if you know, you know. I don't know nothing about that magazine, nothing about those times. Nobody me and my dad ain't had that relationship. He was always so busy and on the road. He ain't never sat down and told me like how, you know what I mean, things were or whatever, what he was going through, how he was feeling. I had no clue. He was just Mr. Cut you off real quick, break it. Y'all don't even know how it was gone.